Man, what y'all think about NeNe already having a boyfriend, man? What y'all think? Because I was like,
I'm gonna let him go.
I was like, I know, I understand you need to move on.
I'm gonna tell you what I think.
But goddamn,
Bitch, let the dirt dry first.
Greg's been gone for how long?
I would say probably about 3 months. 3 months, 90 days, a probation period. I would say about 90 days.
So, her having a boyfriend and after 90 days is a problem.
For me in the grave, yes. Bitch, cry over me for a little bit, okay?
She was with him 20 years? How long were they was together? They was
So I'll tell you this. I'm in and out of the show. I don't watch it like the faithful people watch
You don't
it.
even have to know. You don't even have to watch the show.
But
if you've been with somebody for that long, after 90 days, you already moving on. September 1st.
So he
September
passed
1st. It's December.
Yes, late December.
So y'all giving him 60 days and it's almost 90. So bits and pieces from the show was that they was always having problems. He wanted a divorce. She wanted a divorce, back and forth. So are we saying? But are we saying that when somebody passes, that's when the relationship is really over? Or are we saying when the divorce is final, that's when the relationship?
They
is
never
really
got a
over?
divorce though.
That's what I'm saying.
They should have.
But
bitch, you should have got a divorce if you was gonna start fucking 90 days after I'm gone. Bitch, divorce me. Get your little money. Take your dog ass on. And let me go on about my business.
So we see how he feels.
Maybe Greg wanted to die in some new pussy.
Yeah.
Maybe he did.
But he couldn't.
Because he was stuck there because she wanted the little settlement money. Y'all don't listen to me.
Who had the money? What you mean the settlement money? I thought NeNe had money.
Well, I'm talking about the insurance money. Of course, there's married. They had insurance. But I'm just saying, check this out, though. I mean, of course. I mean, look, this nigga went and took her off the pole with her no dancing ass.
Right.
Yeah, I did see that. That was horrible.
Horrible. Cleaned up real well.
Got her on the show.
She on the show.
Made her eligible for the show. He didn't get her on the show, but go ahead.
Made her eligible for the show. Now, granted, she took the bag and carried it.
Mm-hmm.
Scored that motherfucker
Plenty times because as much as I hate seeing her on TV, she's do her She do her damn thing. Like, I get tired of it, but, she do her damn thing. But I'm just saying.
I think it should be at least a little time because. Okay, here's the thing.
When you say a little time, what's a little time?
Okay,
at least 6 months?
No, here's the thing.
A month for every year married? What's a little time?
No, because here's the thing. The way that they're showing public affection online, it seems like
it's been going on.
Yes, it seems like it's like she's very comfortable with him.
Been going on.
So even though it's 90 days from the time that we seeing it, it seems like happening. It's probably been by maybe 30 days. You know what I'm saying? It might be in about 30 days because of how comfortable she is with this new dude.
All right, so tell me this. If Greg didn't pass, if he just got a divorce, if they got a divorce and she was out in public 90 days, whatever.
Completely fine. Because then I know you was already fucking with him.
How's that
and I'm still alive to go get me some new pussy. I'm dead now. I can't even enjoy my life.
So you just so this
angry, yes.
So this aggravates you.
Aggravated.
Yes. So this aggravates, gets you
at least 6 months, man.
Six?
At least 6.
But see, here's the thing.
At least
I don't even agree with 6 months, but I'm just saying.
I say 6.
I'm just saying, keep that shit under wraps.
Oh, now, true enough.
Keep it under wraps. Keep that shit out the public. You want to have your relationship cool.
Yeah,
you ain't got to give me 6 months.
Yeah.
But you do need to keep this discreet.
I hear you there.
At best.
Why would you want to keep it discreet?
He just trying to save face. Anybody that's doing it
you
discreet.
did. Why am I trying to keep it discreet though?
It's the right thing to do.
He trying to save face. That's all he trying to do.
Nah,
man.
Come on. I mean, it's the same thing if he was alive though. You know what I'm saying? Like.
But you just said if they was both alive, it's jump ball. Everybody
I would be okay with it if he was alive because he would still have the time and the energy to go on and live his life. He don't have that opportunity now. Now she done got the money. She, she living her life.
But she had been once. I think I don't know her money, but
she had money.
I know, but I'm saying it was after a couple of seasons of the housewives when she started becoming a breadwinner. So she
Right,
been
because
had the money.
You could see her glow up came over
Yeah,
time. Because
once
when
she
she
got the
first
nose
started, if you
done
go back,
and
if you
all
go
that
back
shit.
and look at the first episode,
Yes.
they all look.
Yeah. But I'm saying she at some point in their relationship while they was still married, she was the breadwinner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I said she took the
so
bag.
she had the money.
I said she took the bag
already.
and she went.
Scored it a couple of times.
So I'm saying, even when he died, she was the breadwinner. You know what I mean? It wasn't him no more. You know what I mean? But I still think no matter who has the money, at least 6 months before you start coming out in public.
In public, that's the key.
You know
word.
what I'm saying?
That's the key word.
At
in
least
public.
6 months.
In public. Now you got this man in your club where you done had your little prayer vigil and everything else. He grabbing your ass and y'all was just crying over Greg.
Because I will say this,
2 weeks earlier.
it was probably 6 months ago when she was going to her club talking about y'all need to give me some space and y'all need my husband is in the club. He's at the hospital dying. That was 6 months ago.
She was fucking that nigga then. Probably as soon as she left the hospital.
I wouldn't put it past her. But I'm saying it was just
Well, you mad about this?
yeah.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm not really. I don't give two shits. This is just all for the podcast conversation, and I'm just speaking. I'm just doing what niggas do on the podcast. They fucking talk.
I'd say, man, 6 months, man. Cause it's been about 6 months that she was on there complaining about people wanting to take pictures with her because she was going through this time when her husband was about to in the hospital dying and blah blah. But now that he's dead and gone, she's back out there, you know what I mean, kicking it and living it up.
So 6 months, regardless of the term of the marriage, regardless of anything, 6 months is a good one. Just a good windage, right? Six months feels right.
I say so. I think so. I think 6 months is a good time to, you know what I mean, at least let the marriage wear off. You know what I mean? I think for the marriage to wear off.
Clearly the marriage had already worn off.
Give you a little separation.
So Walt just said clearly the marriage had already worn off.
Cause he had been dealing with this cancer for at least a year or two, right?
Damn, my nigga had cancer. Come on, man.
Oh, you know that?
Show the nigga some respect. God damn.
So now it's the disease that you go with. The disease.
You thought he just knocked over?
I don't really pay attention.
You just thought he knocked over?
God damn, my nigga had cancer, man.
That nigga had a coloscopy bag, all that shit. He was in bad shape.
Damn. And she, to
She
me,
what?
I'm just saying, and she out fucking the nigga busting it open, and then my nigga up there with cancer.
If it was something else, it would have been all right.
It been okay. Nigga got cancer, man. You know the nigga dying, man. Just get a nigga his time. You know what I'm saying?
She did.
I don't know.
She did.
90 days.
I guess the probation period was up, cause like he said, 90 days. To me, like I said, we already know you fucking. Just keep it quiet, please. Keep it quiet. Like keep it out the tabloid. Like, don't bring this nigga to the club after you were just crying in here over me just a few months later. Earlier.
Yeah, I would have.
That's all I'm saying. And then she was mad about her castmates only sending flowers. Bitch,
Man, that's just the drama part of it.
I don't care.
That's just the drama part.
Yeah, I think
of
that was part of her mourning. You know what I mean? Or her just.
She didn't do no mourning. Her mourning was on the dick, nigga. What do you mean?
People mourn different ways, man.
Exactly.
People
They
mourn in
different ways. The time period of mourning is different for everybody.
Clearly.
And, you know, probably her way of getting over Greg
Was
is
getting on.
But I tell
just
you,
saying, like,
I mean, but what's your thought of it?
I think she should have waited, man. Like, I'm just thinking, I'm putting myself, if I was in Greg's shoes, right? If I was in Greg's shoes, I want my wife to wait 6 years. You know what I'm saying? No, just bullshit. I just bullshit.
No, for real. 6 years.
No, so we mid-40s. NeNe gotta be 55, 60.
She ain't that old.
You don't think she that old?
I think
she
probably
she ain't got us about 10 years?
Early to mid-50s.
Early mid-50s.
She ain't got us about 10 years? So she got us about 8 years.
Early mid-50s.
All right, so 50s. She's how old?
She's 54. Yeah, mid-50s.
Mid-50s.
How much more time she
got? Goddamn, goddamn.
She got enough time to last longer than 3 months.
YOLO, man.
And we giving her 3 months because it may have been sooner.
It was sooner. You just don't go get a new nigga after your husband die. It don't happen.
You don't know that.
Bitch, I do.
Where they meet at?
Let me tell you something. My daddy died.
Where they meet at?
Listen. My daddy died.
I knew there was a reason why he was emotional about this.
I knew
there was a reason. Come on.
No.
Come on.
Give
it to me.
This has nothing to do with my dad, but I'm just speaking on my family.
Okay.
My dad died 2 years ago. If my stepmama had a nigga at the house in 3 months, bitch, I would have been crazy. I didn't really care about their relationship like that.
Okay,
but,
so that gives me
I'm
a
not
point.
saying I didn't care about their relationship like that. I'm saying I wasn't in their business like that to be so vocal about it. But I would have strong opinions if you had another dude at the crib in 3 months.
All right, so that gives me a better level, a better way of understanding. So my grandmother died right at 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
3 years ago. So my grandfather I've known since birth, right? So he's out. When I see him, I call him Dad because that's just how we communicate. My grandmother, she was living in hospice care for probably about the last 8 years, maybe more.
She was in hospice for 8 years.
Yeah. So early on, she got burned. She had like 3rd-degree burns, so she had problems there. And then she had a stroke. She recovered. Us black folks, we don't like to eat right. You know, grandmama cooking always good. So grandmama put her elbow, foot in there all the time. Had another stroke, and on that last stroke, she lost mobility, like really, really lost mobility. So then from that point on, grandmother was overweight. My grandfather was like 165 maybe. Mm-hmm. So he couldn't deal with the day-to-day. And so hospice care was the best thing for her. Grandfather went up there every day, treated, checked on her, everything. So every time I went to town, I always spent the hours there. And it was my grandmother. I loved her to death. My grandmother passed. Mm-hmm. My grandfather completes the funeral, making sure everything else is straight. A year later, 2 years later,
got him a new chick.
That's understandable.
Hold on. But my mom, my aunt, they mad. They mad because granddad, how you gonna move on? Mama just passed away a year ago. I pick up the phone, I call him like, hey, granddad, I heard about what's going on. He gets quiet. I like, hey, I understand everything that you did for grandmother. I understand that you loved her till her last day. Go on and be happy. That's how I can feel like right now. NeNe cool.
Because
she's deserving to go on and be happy.
But I don't disagree with you. The only disagreements I have is that their situations, to me, seem to be two totally different things. Your grandfather was taking care of your grandmother in hospice, meaning that she was unable to live a regular life all of those 8 years. So those 8 years that he spent taking care of her, he was doing solely sticking by her side to the end as he vowed to do, right? So she could not return any of the same things for him because she was unable, right? And NeNe and Greg's, he was living a regular life.
And we just told you he had cancer. He was
right, but I'm saying up until when though? He wasn't in hospice is what I'm saying. He wasn't in hospice for 8 years and living basically your grandfather was basically living a married but single life the whole time he was in hospice. I mean, and I say single meaning that
right, because he didn't have nobody to come home to, but he was still focused on and committed to that relationship.
Right.
Yeah, but so the same thing. I ain't trying to give NeNe no pass because it is what it is. But what I'm saying is, how's that situation different? She was with that man until he died.
But
Right. The time in between relationships.
I mean, and I agree that. So I would have to look back at the date that my grandfather got married and the time that my grandmother passed. You know, my mom and my aunt, they all pissed off or upset about it. And I look at it like it could have been.
He did what he was supposed to do. He could have walked out while she was in the hospice. It could have been years.
So that's the same thing. So I don't. Like I said before, I ain't watched the show. I don't watch the show, so I can't tell you how long Greg been sick. But it wasn't like he got cancer in June and died in July. Greg had some time of being sick as well.
It wasn't 8 years.
Yeah, I would say probably.
I would say maybe. I would say 2 at the max.
Yeah, because I know he was in and out.
I would say probably over the last couple seasons.
So I don't even think NeNe on the show anymore.
She not.
So if she ain't been on the show, then that's at least 1-2 years right there. With the time frame I'm talking about, or where she was taking him to and from the doctor, that was on the show.
Yeah, but that was probably like 2, maybe 3 years ago. That wasn't that long ago that they aired that he was sick and doing. And once again, he wasn't in hospice. He was still able to fucking do everything else that he needed to do and fulfill and be able to provide or whatever he was doing. I'm just saying.
He was still in. He was still.
I'm just saying.
You know what just went through my mind? A nigga trying to fuck with a colostomy bag. That's what just went through my mind. I'm like, nigga, what?
I'm just saying. It may not. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Your grandfather wasn't able to do any of that because your grandmother was unable. That's the point that I'm making. Now it may not been what she ideally wanted for NeNe, but I mean you deal with the hands you dealt. You gotta understand, man. When you married, this is for better for worse, rich or for poor. I mean,
till death do you part.
Really, it did them part.
All I'm saying is like when you're married, you understand that you're gonna go through things like no marriage is fucking perfect. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Every marriage is...
Oh, shit. I should have told me this last week.
Nigga, I mean, it's no different than being in a relationship. You just sign the fucking paper. There's nothing perfect about being human. It's all about imperfection. So, and it's especially with us going into this age, motherfuckers finna be sick. Motherfuckers finna be, you know what I'm saying? You finna start dealing. We getting on the other end of real life shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Now that's how in my mind, that's how you determine if a motherfucker is really down for you. If you can stick with me when I'm sick and when I'm down and when I ain't got shit, I can fuck with you. But if you can't, and kick rocks. Like cause I'm gonna ride for you. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even think. Here's my thing. I don't even think that when people break up, that they already in another relationship within 90 days. When people break up, you can need to talk on the microphone so I can hear you.
Say that again. You don't think when people break up, they already got something else going on?
Not in 90 days, nah.
Shit.
No.
It was public, and it's like.
Shit.
Yes. Yes, she's saying it was public, and that's what make it so bad. Where now we are invested in y'all relationship because y'all have a public relationship, right? And so from the time that we've been knowing about this relationship with them two, it's been 5-6 years, right? Probably more than that. I don't know how many seasons they done, but it's been some years.
So you speculating on this new relationship that you had that she has, and then what you also said was that people, normal people like you and I, like if we have not our relationship, but if your significant other, my significant other, if we have troubles, we have problems, it's an agreement, or you believe that there's nothing gonna happen with us with that other person within 90 days before she moves on or I move on. That's bullshit. With social media, all these hoes out here and all these niggas that's dive into DMs and chicks that nigga to this.
But still, even so, with social media era, women, I think it take women longer to get over a old relationship than it does. So thank you for tapping in with us. In order to see more clips like this, check out this video here or check out this one here.